Hey everybody, this video I want to talk to you about the Janome Continental M6. The M6 is the latest model in the Janome line that features the larger throat space, all the computer controls, is one of the top of the line quilting and garment construction machines. Let's show you all the major features of this machine. From top to bottom, the M6 has quality in mind. The way this machine is built, it's a lot more durable. There's a lot more metal in this machine than some other models within the Janome line as well as other brands. First thing we're going to notice from top to bottom, we have the larger spool rack here. I can hold 2 spools of thread. You can get the bigger cones of thread and use on the machine all the way down to smaller spools that you've normally been working with. The M6 is going to be extremely easy to operate. The first thing about being easy is the threading of it. Everything has guides on the machine. It'll show you exactly which guide you need to put the thread in. Everything will be channeled for me all the way down to my needle. It has the easy needle threader built into it, so it's going to thread that needle for you every time. The computer controls on the machine are right here in front of me, so I can easily get to everything that I want to be able to get to. Now the screen is a clear color screen. I'm able to go in and change the brightness, the darkness of the screen, get it set to my comfort level so I can see what I'm doing. On the screen I do have some icons here that will easily allow me to go into the hard drive of the machine if I want to change those settings. You can go back, you're not going to erase anything off the machine, so don't worry about doing any of that. All my stitches are laid out very easy for me. This machine has 400 built-in sewing, utility stitches, quilting stitches, heirloom. It has all the different types of one-step buttonholes built in. So I've got everything at my beck and call right here in front of me. On my screen, I'm able to see the stitch that I'm working with. So if I change stitches, let's go to this zigzag here. The machine is going to show me what presser foot I need to have on the machine. It's going to give me the actual size of that stitch. So when I change the width, it's going to automatically show me on the screen in real size what stitch I have on and how big it is. So I don't have to do a lot of test runs and waste a lot of time, waste a lot of fabric. Across the front here I do have icons. It has all my stitches categorized for me, so I don't have to hunt through 400 stitches to find what I'm looking for. I'm easily able to go, if I want to pull up an alphabet, I can do that really easy and quick right here. Pull up the alphabet font I want to do for doing my quilt labels or garment tags, and I'm back to sewing. It does have a sewing advisor built in, so if you forget or want to know, hey, what would be the best stitch for doing a certain project, we have that here. You can also rely on us to help you because Ken Sewing Center is an authorized Janome dealer. We have plenty of technicians and educators at our store to help you, and you get us for the life you own your machine. When I go to the front of the machine here, I have the rest of my computer controls here. All these convenience features are built into the M6. One thing that's really nice to have is my pivot feature. I can raise and lower my presser foot just at a touch of a button. Now I do have the lever on the back like a traditional sewing machine will have. I also have the knee lift here if I want to install the knee lift. That is an optional piece on the M6, but you can get a knee lift to go here and I can raise and lower the presser foot with the knee. But I have my button here right in front of me to raise and lower that presser foot. So if I get to the end of a seam and I need to do that, I can for applique work or for turning a corner, or if I just want to use the lever on the back, I'm able to do that. The M6 will have the built-in scissor on it, and this is one feature year after year I have customers tell me they will never own a machine unless it has a scissor built in. When I push this button, it's going to snip my bobbin and top thread for me every time. I will have the needle up, needle down feature. There's times I want my needle to stop in the fabric if I'm doing applique, turning a corner. That is just going to improve the stitch quality and aesthetic appearance on top of the garment. So now I also have the auto lock feature. Now auto lock is going to tie that stitch off for me underneath so it's hidden and out of the way. We will have a traditional reverse, which is here, but the auto lock is really nice to have because that tie off is underneath so nobody sees that. Then I have the start stop button on the front. Now the M6 will come with the electronic foot control, but you may get tired of using that or you want to just try it without it. Start stop button is right there in front of us. We can use that as our on off switch. Then I can override the speed of the machine right here. So if I'm working with something that's delicate or I want to make sure I don't make a mistake, slow that machine down. If I'm doing my free motion stippling, I'm going to want as fast as I can go. On the machine here, I do have the full needle plate, and there's no screws to take the needle plate out. There's a button you push and it's going to raise that plate up. I will get my standard plate, as well as you do get the straight stitch needle plate for doing your piecing and your free motion. The M6 is a 9mm width model. That's the maximum stitch width this machine will do. And there's all kind of accessories that Janome has available that come standard with it, but there's a lot of optional accessories as well. Ken Sewing Center carries everything that's made for the M6. Now the M6 will have the 7-point feed dog system. My feed dogs are touching my fabric in 7 places. So that's going to be critical when I'm working with lighter weight material. That's going to help keep the fabric flat while the needle is penetrating the garment. For your heavier materials, that comes into play as well. The more surface area I have touching my fabric with the feed dogs, the better off that I'm going to be. The M6 does use the latest AccuFeed walking foot system. That will come with the machine. AccuFeed, as we've shown you in other videos, is an extremely nice feature to have that's unique to the Janome brand. AccuFeed allows me to take the soles of the foot off, and then I can attach different soles for doing applications with the walking foot engaged. If I want a 1/4 inch foot, a stitch and a ditch foot, open toe, straight stitch, I have all those at my beck and call. They are optional, but we do have those. You also get a lot of really nice free motion feed. The convertible free motion foot will come with this machine as well. From the needle to the inside of my sewing arm is 13.7 inches. That's a lot of room to be working with. All this bed here is metal. It's a seamless bed. It's very slick here, so my fabric is not going to hang on anything. I don't have to worry about that at all. You can get a table for the M6. It's an optional item, but we do have those available for you as well. So when I'm doing my free motion work, I've got plenty of room here to work with. It's very comfortable for me sewing it. I can roll up my finished quilt right here, and I have plenty of room to maneuver my fabric around so I don't make a mistake and all my projects look great. The M6 has a direct drive motor, and it is one of the largest motors made for a domestic sewing machine. I never can see how you would wear this motor out. It is such a durable motor. Janome is known for quality, and their standard sewing machines, I hardly ever see a problem with motors, and I can't imagine having an issue on the M6 just because it's a lot beefier motor. So if I'm doing heavier projects, quilting, it can handle the heavier type sewing with no problem whatsoever. So here I'm going to show you. I'm going to do 8 layers of denim, which is roughly the side seam on a pair of denim blue jeans. I'll raise my presser foot up. I do have the extra high lift on the presser foot for those thicker projects, so I can easily slide my material up under there. I don't have to worry about it at all. We'll lower that back down. I'm going to put it on straight stitch. I'm going to back my speed down just a little bit because I want to show you just how this machine can handle going from heavy material down to lighter weight, even stretchy type material. I don't have to worry about adjusting tensions. The machine's going to handle everything for me. So as I sew right along, I'll back it off a little more. As I sew right along, it's going to crawl down and it can crawl up over. That's the beauty part about the top drop-in bobbin system. Very smooth running machine. I'm going to go from this cotton all the way to this stretch material. Then I can hit a tie off. It's going to tie that stitch off for me underneath. Hit my scissor, and the machine automatically raises that presser foot up for me, so I don't have to do that every time. And then I went from extreme heavy to a cotton to this stretch material. I don't have to worry about changing tensions. There's no puckering. Everything's good. Now if you'll notice on the machine, there's a lot of illumination here. I have LED lights scattered all throughout around my needle plate, around the bed of the machine. You also notice the height here is a lot bigger than your average machine, so I can easily see at an angle as I'm up sewing and looking down. I have visibility right at my needle, and I'm going to have plenty of light here to work with. The computer board on the M6 is laid out very easy for me to operate. Have a huge color screen here. It's super clear, crystal clear, matter of fact. But when I pull up my stitches here, I icons on the right here that allows me to do certain things, and all my stitches are laid out right here for me. So all I have to do is go into the machine. Here I'm in my major mode. These are the most popular stitches. There's 41 of them I can page down of utility stitches. Then I go to the one-step buttonholes. The machine will come with a one-step buttonhole maker. You can place the button you're working with in it, and it's going to size it every single time to the size button you're working with, to these different types of buttonholes. Then I do have this advisor here that'll pull up the entire planogram of the machine. So if I want to do quilting, I have them right there. If I just want to deal with the appliques, if I'm heirloom sewing, quilting, all those are laid out for me, so I don't have to push all these buttons to get to where I'm wanting to go. Now we can help you with any kind of question you have on how to use the machine. You purchase a machine from us and you need help, we have a huge showroom floor. We can walk out in front of a machine, sit down and show you and talk you through things and help you. You have us for the life you own your machine. So if I go back, I can always go back home here. I'm going to exit out of that. Now I can go to my alphabet fonts here. If I want to do a quilt label or do a garment tag, I have all these different alphabet fonts at my beck and call in upper and lower case. The machine does everything for me. We can always hit the home button to go back home. If I want to go and do some of my tapering functions on the machine, it has that built in. And then there's a sewing advisor built in, 3 pages as a matter of fact, that will show me different applications I can do, what stitch I need to have it on, even what I need to have it set for, and recommend the correct presser foot for doing the particular project that, or the application that I'm wanting to do. So all I have to do is say I'm pulling up this heirloom stitch here. The machine's going to show me what presser foot I need to have on it. It's showing me in the actual size as to what the stitch is. So if I go in and adjust the width and adjust the length here, the machine will automatically show me, and I can do different angles on the tapering. If I pull up one of these utility stitches here, this is how the screen is going to look for us all the time. So here, if I want to adjust my stitch length or the stitch width, I'm able to do that. The machine automatically changes that size for me. Now I can go in on the hard drive of the machine. We'll go back home again, and I can change some things. I go to this gearbox here. On the screen, if I want the machine to read in inches, I can change that automatically. A lot of patterns call in the US 4 inches, but some may have metrics. I can go back and forth really easy. If you don't want the machine to beep at you when you push buttons, we can turn that off. There's times you want to do that. I can change the brightness of the screen. If this messes with your eyes, you want to get it set to your comfort level, and that's the nice thing about the M6. I can go in on my utility stitches here. I can have it set for the scissors to engage. When I stop, I can set my needle positions. It is on automatic tension. You can have it set automatic pressure. We can adjust the pressures as well. I have 5 pages of different things I can do to the machine, and if I can go back and change that. You're not going to erase anything off the hard drive here by doing anything to the machine. There's different languages as well as it reads on the screen. So then I can go, if I have a question, here's a question mark. There's all kind of other tutorials built in to the hard drive of the machine. Now the M6 will come with a detailed instruction manual, but you do have this all the time right here easy, so I don't have to get my manual out. And if I'm going to be up and away, maybe you have little ones around, or you want to make sure nobody gets into your machine or accidentally starts the machine. When I get up, I can hit a lock button. It's going to lock the machine. Once I hit the key button here, it's going to lock the machine down for me. So if I hit a button, it's not going to do anything to the machine. I won't have to worry about the machine starting. And then when I come back, I have to unlock it, and I'm back to sewing again. Ken Sewing Center is your authorized Janome dealer. We carry every model Janome makes. We'll be glad to help compare the M6 to other models in the Janome line or other brands. We want to help you find the machine that's right for you. Give my sales staff a call anytime or drop us an email. There's a lot more information on the website. We hope to hear from you soon.